Welcome to DenaliGuide. Today we're unpacking a phrase investors love to hear: the coast is clear. But here's the real question: clear for what? Or for how long?
Well, good morning. Yes, this is DenaliGuide, and like the gray eminence of all the commentators, you have their glasses. I'm taking my glasses off so they don't reflect so much for you. And now I'm 20 years older because was told they made me look 20 years younger. Anyway, let's talk about the coast is clear. This baby, the coast was clear for. It certainly was. And we bought it in the fives, and now it's a bit higher.
So great looking chart there, Nick, but getting into a stock is easy, right? It takes a click and some money, and getting out is cleanly. That's where people get hurt.
Well, getting into a stock is usually all you have to have is money. Getting out with a profit, you have to have brains. It's just one of those things that happens. In this case, the euphoria surrounding this stock was actually translated into a trend, and the trend kept up.
So hope fills in the blanks, but hope can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, well, you know what? You gotta do your due diligence. Aren't we tired of that? Yes, we are. And that's what makes it so easy for people to take money away from you. You don't do your due diligence, they've got a leg up on you.
Well, and some positions you've mentioned in the past behave beautifully and others don't, but the most dangerous ones are the ones that just sit there.
Well, yeah, I'll introduce a concept here called average true range, and it's how much the stock moves in a given day. And you want to keep an eye on your stock to make sure at the end of the week it moves at least one average range, so it's moving, in the right direction, I might add.
Well, and I know you've mentioned in the past about using a tracking sheet, a transaction sheet, where you write down what you bought, when you're selling, or when you sold it, when you'll exit if you're right, when you exit if you're wrong, and what would invalidate the whole idea. So you have a transaction sheet that looks like that. Can you hold it up a little higher? And that way. There you go, up a little higher. That's good. That's good. Now you can take something like that, thank you, and put it into a spreadsheet. But if you can't write it down, you don't know it well enough to risk any money on it.
You don't know who's on first.
No.
Or second.
So the next time someone tells you the coast is clear, pause.
Well, you have to concern yourself when somebody tells you the coast is clear. This one may look like the coast was clear, but that's on the horns of a dilemma. It came down and went up. Is it going to stay up? Well, you better do your due diligence. I hope you can figure out which way it's going.
Well, true. So you've got to check your whens and your whys, your housekeeping, if you will, in the background. All of those things have to happen because the coast isn't clear unless you've mapped it out, right?
Right. Well, so let me share with you a famous mistake I made. I made that on one chart formation where the X is. And you know how it rewarded me? It went straight down to where the question mark is. So due diligence is the best thing you can do for yourself.
I'm going to say it again. The coast isn't clear unless you've mapped it.
Not only that, it's not money until the check clears the bank.
Wonderful. So what are we going to do? We're going to think clearly, we're going to plan wisely, and we're going to trade deliberately. True?
Well, absolutely, with deliberation. The sad part is that it only takes money and a snap of the fingers to get into the stock. After a while, you're in the briar patch. You may not get out without getting scratched.
That's true, true, true. Well, that's it for this update today. Nick, do you have any final words?
Yeah, you need to know the whys, you need to know the when, you need to do the due diligence, and you need to do the housekeeping. If you work on those things, you'll be ahead of the game 80-90% of all the investors out there, because so many do it on a whim. Don't.
All right, great. So if you like these kinds of videos, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We really appreciate you watching. Oh, the smart Nick's got his glasses back on. You gonna say goodbye, Nick?
Yeah, I want to look professional and like gray eminence. So here I am with my glasses, 20 years younger.
All right. See you next time.
Well, thanks a lot for the interview. It was fun.